Let's speak to someone who was watching these proceedings very closely, Lulama Matya, who joins us live now. Thank you so much for your time, Lulama, this afternoon. I mean, it sounds like the minister not wanting to tie himself to any names or, any further information about this particular intelligence report or those who, in fact, conducted it. At the same time, last week, you and I spoke, we were listening to the former Eskom board chair, Malekapuru Makgoba, talking about how he had been told that the minister had said to the former Eskom CEO that find a way of investigating these particular allegations. What do we know about all of this?
Good evening, Bongiwe, and the viewers at home. This matter, Bongiwe, seems to be like a hot potato. No one wants to handle it. No one wants to own it. Last week, we were told that the minister authorized, he was aware of that private intelligence investigation. Today, the minister is saying Professor Malekapuru Makgoba, who was the former Eskom board chairperson, got it wrong. He says that even though he has respect for the prof in his field, but on this matter, he's got it all wrong because he has never authorized such a report. He also saying that he has never seen it, and the clip you've just played, he's throwing it back at SCOPA, challenging SCOPA to invite back former CEO Ruyter or the people who conducted that investigation so that they can name the people who are implicated. He's saying that in the past he has been a victim of a dossier, so he cannot just name people without being verified, because that report, as far as he's concerned, he was told that it's a preliminary investigation. It was not finalized. Admitting that, yes, former CEO Ruyter did mention to him the names of the politician or senior cabinet members who are allegedly involved in Eskom corrupt activities. But he says it was in passing. He was shown a draft with those names, and he was told it was a preliminary, at the time, investigation. No final report was given to him. He doesn't have it. Eskom as well doesn't have the report. SCOPA has instructed the minister to get hold of that report because SCOPA is saying that it is concerned with an intelligence report of that nature having been conducted or authorized by a person who was never vetted. That is out there in the public. No one knows where it is. But Bongiwa, I must say that the SIU head, Advocate Andy Motibi, said that if it comes to a push, they will subpoena the people who conducted that investigation because they are also probing this matter. Bongiwe.
And one of the other things, I mean, Lulama, when one was listening to what was coming out today, is the Public Enterprises Minister is not holding back on what he now thinks about the former Eskom CEO, and yet at some point during the tenure, he was the one defending him when he was coming under attack.
Oh yes, Bongiwe. Actually, the SCOPA chairperson Kuleko Hlenga even went further to say, where did it all go went wrong? Because the Minister Pravin Gordhan, Minister Toko Didiza, Minister Ibrahim Patel, and Minister Gwede Mandashe, we now know that they were the four ministers who appointed former Eskom CEO Ruyter after there were two names that were submitted to them by that board of Eskom at the time. So they approved Andre's name. But he says that at the time, talking about, actually, he first spoke about how he poorly performed, saying that Mr. Ruyter thought that he was a person who walked into a power station with no experience, who knows nothing about power stations, And he thought that he is the person who has good governance issues, yet when he was at the helm of Eskom, he wrote that book. He actually, Bongiwe was out. He did not mince his word when it comes to the performance of Andre de Ruyter at Eskom. Although he did say that he did not dismally perform, there were some areas where he did well, but he says he poorly performed. He was a lone ranger who went overseas and met stakeholders or people. That duty was supposed to be done by politicians, but it was done by de Ruyter. SCOPA members asking him why he allowed things like that, why he kept quiet if there was things of such a nature, because they believe that this thing didn't happen overnight. Remember, de Ruyter was never vetted, and SCOPA is questioning that, why the minister allowed him not to be vetted. So in a nutshell, Bongiwe, we can say that de Ruyter managed to get away with many things at Eskom that he was supposed to be doing, that he was supposed to be subjected to. And the SCOPA is feeling that at the time, the minister had his back, but somewhere, somehow, there was a fallout. And then now today, we are here at this hearing.
And it'll be interesting to see if when he's called back, how much will he know this time, and how much will he then, put forward in terms of names and specific pieces of information. Thank you so much, Lulama, for your time. She's been watching this particular sitting for us very closely. Lulama Matya, our parliamentary reporter.